Hello, and welcome back to Bite-Sized Neo4j for Data Scientists. Something really exciting happened this week in Neo4j land, and namely, GDS, or the Graph Data Science Library 2.0 was released. It's really exciting. There's some fun functionality within it, and so in part 30 of our series, we're going to talk about that. My name is Claire Sullivan. I'm a data science advocate at Neo4j, and here's how to find me on the internet. As a reminder of the links within our series, the first is how to create a free Neo4j sandbox instance, which we will use today. The second is where you can find all the previous videos in this series, and the third is the repository of all of the code. All right, now like I said, we're going to have a sandbox instance we're going to create here. If you don't remember how to do that or how to interact with it in Python, you'll want to go check out parts 1 through 3 of this series as a reminder. Today we're going to use the Graph Data Science Sandbox, which I will tell you is completely updated for GDS 2.0. It's a new graph, it's a new browser guide. I recommend you check it out. All right, the other thing I would like you to check out is if you go to this link here, part of GDS 2.0 is the release of a new Python client specifically for interfacing with Neo4j and with some nice GDS functionality. It's pip installable. Go to that link and it'll tell you how to do it. Okay, cool. So I have now my instance here. I can look at it, and here we have the brand new browser guide. So you can scroll through this, and for those of you who watched the SQL parts, I did a mini series within a series earlier this year comparing SQL and Neo4j. This graph will not be unusual to you. What this is airport routes. Okay, and so basically if I sit here and I just look at what this graph is, I have airports and they have routes to other airports. They're in regions and regions are in countries and airports are in countries. Okay, so you get the point. But this is going to be the graph that we are using today, and we're going to use it, we're going to do it in Python. Now, hopefully you've pip installed that Python package because we're going to use it today, and I'm going to show you some really fun stuff that it does. Okay, now, I have my URL and my password from my sandbox instance. Again, check out parts 1 through 3 to see how to do that. All right, now all I have to do is call this graph data science thing, and I just pass it in the URL and the password, and my login is always Neo4j, and that's it. If you recall previous parts of this series where I show how to use Python with Neo4j, I had a whole class for dealing with this just to handle all of the things that might happen with a Python connection. Now I don't have to do that. Now I've just got this simple thing. Okay, so I've got this thing here called GDS, and I am going to use a run cipher method on it. And in particular, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to return the number of nodes within this graph, and let's see what we get. Okay, I see that this graph has 8,627 nodes. Awesome. Now, if you recall, to start off anything in GDS, we need to create an in-memory graph, or we call it a graph projection. Now, in GDS 1, this was GDS graph create, and now it's GDS graph project. So if you are looking at part 12 of this series where I show you how to create native projections, all you're doing is you're changing .create to .project. Okay, so let's give that a run. Okay, cool. Now, just a little hint here. Look, this seems to be returning a data frame, like a pandas data frame. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, let's that's one of the nice things about this new Python client is it works with Pythonic data structures, whereas we had to do some work to get them to get our results into a Pythonic data structure. Okay, now we used this in-memory graph creation just with a cipher query, but it turns out that this Python client now has the ability to just do that all natively within Python, which is super sweet. Okay, so it's still GDS graph project. I'm still giving it a graph name. I'm calling it airports this time instead of routes. I'm telling it use the airport nodes and use the has route relationship. And we're going to give that a run. I have these minimized so I don't give away some of the fun stuff here. Let's look at what the return thing is. So I am creating this graph object and I'm returning my results. And my results come back in a pandas series, which is super nice and convenient. And here you can actually look at what it looks like. Definitely looks like a pandas series to me. Cool. Okay, let's do something with it. I have that graph object and I've got all kinds of different methods that I can use on it. And I really recommend that you go through the documentation for the Python client because there's just tons of stuff that you can do. For instance, I can get my node and relationship counts. Now, remember the nodes that I'm using here are just airport nodes and I'm just using the has route relationships here. So I can tell what's in my graph projection just with these nice little these nice little methods for dealing with it. Okay, degree distribution. This is a really nice thing just for basic EDA. Okay, and then I can also do all of my graph algorithms on it. For example, this is just streaming the page rank of the graph, all of the nodes within the graph, and I get that returned to me as a pandas data frame. That is super awesome, super useful. It's going to be a great tool for you data scientists out there for your future interactions. All right, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. This series is going to be taking a hiatus for a while, so just keep a watch out for when more videos might come back up. But it's been my privilege to present them to you. See you out there on the internet.